and two descendants of our very illustrious painters, Vicente Manansala and Botong Francisco. We will listen to their stories because their next collection will be a beautiful combination of both, where the spoken poetry of our poet will be together with the works of our national artists. And everyone, don't forget, still stay till the end because we have a special raffle with a beautiful 12 by 18 oil on canvas by Ronna Manansala. It's wonderful gift of Ronna to our winner. And we shall have a spinner wheel contest for those who join the raffle. Go ahead. Would you like to let me, if you can, Derek, let me share screen. Okay, let me share screen. And before we, there you go. Okay, there you go. Go ahead. Would you like to introduce them? Karen?
Hi, everyone. Good evening. We're happy to have you here to join us for this wonderful discussion of everything art, history, and culture. We're going to introduce our first guest, Sir Totong Francisco. Like his grandfather, Botong, before him, Totong took up the paintbrush and became an artist for life. And like his grandfather before him, Totong preferred to go against the grain. Where Botong's contemporaries would paint in romantic style, he preferred modernism. Where Totong's contemporaries prefer regionalism, Totong picked up abstract expressionism. Let's all, I guess, give him a virtual round of applause sa Zoom, if we could. Yeah. Hello, Sir Totong.
Hello po.
Thank you po
Hello
for
po.
being able to join.
Hello po. Narinig niyo po ba ako?
Yes po.
Yeah, so sorry, hindi po ako masyadong maalam sa phone kaya I'm having difficulty with ngayon lang ako nakapasok and well anyway, magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Magandang gabi po sa lahat ng nakikinig. Hi Ma'am Sherry and hi Karen.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Totong. Welcome.
Medyo malabo po ang aking salamin.
Okay lang. Okay lang. Thank you.
All right. So we're moving on to our next guest, Miss Ronna Manansala. She's the granddaughter of Vicente Manansala. And she's also a painter and a sculptor based in QC. Miss Ronna is the only grandchild of Vicente Manansala to take interest in the visual arts. And her art features a clear ballet motif, and ballerinas often appear in her work as subjects, an homage to her passion for dance. Like her grandfather, Ronna is a prolific painter and have already created numerous works. Hi, Miss Ronna. Welcome po. Nakamute po kayo.
I think can you hear us, Ronna? There. Okay, game.
Hi, good evening, everyone. All the people who are listening to us, Miss Karen, Miss Cherie, Totong, Sir Jimmy. Hello, everyone.
Hello. Okay.
Hi Ma'am Ronna.
Ma'am talaga.
Okay. Nice. All right.
As always.
Okay. Go ahead, Karen, with last but not the least.
And yes, last but not the least, well, we have Sir Gemino Abad joining us tonight. He's granted an award for National Artist for Literature. Sir Gemino's love for language runs in the Abad family. He's the 2022 National Artist for Literature and was born to a pair of professor parents, Sir Antonio Abad and Miss Jesus Abad, who both taught at the University of the Philippines. Abad would later graduate from the same university, beginning a career in the academe that would go on to span decades. Born in 1939, Sir Abad was born witness to multiple significant events in Philippine history. through his verbal wizardry, and he has weaved wonderfully deep and masterfully thought-provoking poetry and prose, commenting on a range of societal changes from martial law to the post-COVID world. Hi, Sir Gemino.
Okay. Good evening. Thank you so much po. I know it's a late night first for you, Mr. Jimmy, because I know that you, are very early sleeper. No? Sige po. Thank you so much. So one thing that we'd like to discuss, no, and everyone again, please stay till the end, no, because we will be raffling out a very very beautiful painting, no, of Ronna. So Mr. Jimmy, maybe kayo po ang una kong tanungin. Yes, very nice. This will be raffled out later. It's an 18 by 12 inch oil on canvas painting by Ronna Manansala. We're very, very grateful and privileged that she has given this gift. So for those that joined our Twitter contest, so we will be doing a spinning wheel later on. Okay. So maybe I'll ask first, Mr. Gemino. So please tell us about your childhood and what led you to your passion now with literature and poetry. I mean, have you always been a writer?
The question is, what led me to poetry? Is that right?
Yes, opo. What led you to literature and poetry?
Okay.
Oh.
Yes. When I was in high school, this was in UP High School, Diliman. During a Christmas party, a girl there, I still remember her name, Kremhilda. She gave me, as part of the gift giving during that Christmas party, the poems of Robert Frost. Okay. When I learned that Robert Frost, the poet, was also a farmer, I thought maybe I should be a farmer also. At that time, I was a loner. Actually, even now, I'm sort of a loner. My brother is more sociable. Yeah, I was salimpusa. But in any case, so after graduation from high school, I went to Los Baños to be a farmer, like Robert Frost. Unfortunately, during poultry one, during a laboratory, I had to caponize chicken. The chicken died in my hands. I pulled out more than was necessary. So the chicken died. That was the sign that I was not going to be a farmer. Yeah. So, but at the time, my best friend, Jomon Aglibot, in Los Baños, decided to enter the Jesuit order. At that time, my favorite poet was Gerard Manley Hopkins, who was a Jesuit. So I told Jomon, sige, let us apply for the Jesuit order. He was not accepted, but I was accepted. He went to a secular priesthood seminary, but I was accepted as a Jesuit order. I didn't make it there either. I lasted only 3 years in the Jesuit order. So I thought, that was the time I decided to go to UP and major in the Department of English and Comparative Literature. Yeah, because I was interested in poetry. Well, from that time on, poetry became a kind of life work. Yeah, that's how it came about. Yeah. That's
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much po. So what sige, that's a very interesting. I did not know that when I visited you in your home. I didn't know that you went into the Jesuit order and and then you had a stint of working to become a farmer. So thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, I'll move on po to our next question for Totong and Ronna. So maybe I'll ask Totong first. How was it like with being the grandson of Botong Francisco? I know that you never met him in person, or you able to meet him in person?
Yes, ma'am. Hindi ko po inabot si Lolo.
Mm-mm. So, ano naman yung what are the yung mga kwento na narinig mo about him, or the most about his personality, about as an individual, anong klaseng pagkatao niya?
Opo, nako. Alam nyo, ang buhay ng lolo is very tawag dito, very colorful, lalong-lalo na sa mga taga-Angono. Si lolo po is very outgoing na tao, very adventurous po. Kaya yan laging nandoon sa tabing dagat, minsan nasa tabing bundok para lang doon makakuha ng inspiration niya mag-drawing. But ang pinakamaganda po sa kanya, napaka down to earth na lolo. No, kahit in the peak of his kasikatan, very down to earth. No, madali pong lapitan. No, kulang na nga lang po daw ang lolo is gawing mayor ng bayan. That's how famous he is in our town. Well, of course, syempre, very proud po ako na maging grandson niya. And of course, everybody naman dito is very, very proud to be under his gift na binigay para sa aming mga taga-Angono dito. And sayang lang, hindi ko po inabot. But yung buong buhay ko, ma'am, I think parang nakasama ko na rin siya. It's because ever since I was young, I know him na. And up to now, I took care of kung ano yung iniwan niya. So hopefully, ma-fulfill ko rin yung pagiging artist sa family, and sana anong tawag dito, makapag-share din ako kung ano yung ako naman.
Thank you so much, Totong. It's very nice to hear. Parang nakikita mo sa paintings niya, parang mukha nga siyang down to earth, no? Kasi like depicting scenes of the Filipino life.
He loves Angono very much po. Dahil makikita mo sa trabaho niya yung image po ng mga taga-Angono mismo.
Okay. All right. Now, for Ronna naman, no, I'd like to ask the same thing, no? Growing up because you were able to, I guess you're lucky, no, that you're able to intersect, no, time-wise and life-wise with your lolo. What are your memories of him, and what are your thoughts of how he is as a person, as a lolo, or as a painter?
As a painter, he was a very, very serious painter. I mean, he loved his craft. He would wake up like 4 a.m, make something, maybe sketch or draw, and then when he transferred to Binangonan kasi, he would go up the mountain, mag-walking yan, and then he would, pick up stuff, like maybe old can or And then when he comes home, he would make something into it. Like, there's this piece, it's like a junk sculpture thing made of an old ham can. And then I think it's a piece from a car or something. Ginawa niyang Santo Santito, the image, the ham can. And as a lolo naman, he wasn't the typical cuddly malambing na lolo. He was the typical makuha ka sa isang tingin na lolo. Ganon. He was a bit strict. But with other people, he was loved by a lot of people. Sobra. I would hear him laugh with his friends, and he would always welcome visitors in the house. So, ayun. He was kind of a disciplinarian to us. That was how he was.
What was the parang, because he's a disciplinarian, what was the scariest thing that you remember? Was there something or?
Yeah. Well, not to me, but one of my brothers, pinakain niya ng sili, the dog. And then my lolo found out, nagalit ang lolo dun sa brother ko. Pinakain niya rin ng sili, my brother, so that my brother would know how it would feel when you eat the labuyo. So, yun. So, medyo scary sa akin yun.
Okay. Wow, that's interesting. Interesting because you see different facets, no? And I've known of different artists, and so it's very interesting to hear that your Lola's more on the stricter side, no?
Yes, he was.
Also, Mr. Jimmy, maybe can you tell us, what you thought about? Maybe I will show some samples of some work. So what we did is that, and maybe I'd like for you to also share with us what you think, so that our audience also can see what the part of the collection looks like. So for those of you that don't know, what we did is we worked with through the families and the tribute that they wanted. I'll share screen, and then later maybe we can ask for the thoughts of our guests. So maybe I'll show maybe a sample first of the work of Botong Francisco, and with the beautiful poetry of Mr. Jimmy. I'll just play it in a bit. So, and with each work, with each collection piece comes a beautiful collectible box, and the digital frame will play the art piece that you will be seeing, so that you can envision and how people can display it in their own homes. So this is one of the pieces.
And because our kin are loved, their follies fade, where shanties barnacle over suffocated creeks. Fleet glory, and baffle and bubble retrograde, our imp still rules, and our loft leads.
So that was so I'll show maybe one of a Manansala work, and then maybe we can let me move on. Did you like it? Totong. So first time I think Totong saw it. And this is another of Vicente Manansala, and of course with the beautiful poetry of Gemino Abad. Again, the collectible box will have a frame that will showcase, the works of our national artists. So let me play with you another one, another beautiful piece.
A woman's love, abstract by every text, but lightsome in my bones and flesh, given whole in shame of touch, as though itself were purest flame.
Okay. So maybe I'd love to hear, maybe let's go first with Totong, because we showed the works of your Lolo first. So what were your thoughts?
It's very beautiful, ma'am. Ang galing. I like the movement. Yung ginawa niyong movement dun sa artwork.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, we're very happy to hear that.
Yes, at napakaganda rin po nung nilapat na poetry ni Sir Gemino. It's very, very nice. I think pag nakita to ni Tita, mapapawaw na lang yung wow.
Okay, naku, maraming salamat. Kayo naman po, Mr. Jimmy, what did you think of your, poetry in this tribute?
You know, how shall I put it? I am, when you read a poem or whatever it is that you read, you interpret, no? But you don't realize perhaps that you are also read by what you read. No? The same thing happens. No? When you look at a painting, you are, as it were, reading the painting, interpreting the painting, but as you see the painting. No? No. Now, what does all that I'm saying? What does all that mean? No, the painter, like the poet, his work is of work of language and work of imagination. That is the artwork. Every art has its own language. If it is poetry, the language is words. But if it is painting, what is the language? Yeah? The language is, what's the language of painting? It will be color, lines, perspective, and then there is abstract painting and realistic painting. Okay? So when you appreciate a painting, you draw from your own. Where are you drawing from? You are drawing from your own experience of life, because that painting is about life. That painting is about the painter's own perception of life. So also it is with poetry. Okay?
Opo.
I hope,
That's beautiful.
I hope I'm making sense.
Yes, opo. It's beautiful. No, it's beautiful. How about you, Ronna? What were your thoughts upon? Although Ronna, I think, has seen maybe a few of them already.
Yeah. Wala akong masabi, Miss Sherry. Ang ganda ng pagkakagawa. the one that you showed now, ang ganda kasi parang buhay siya talaga. Like the typical tindera na nagchichismisan pag nagkakasalubong sa loob ng palengke. So it's beautifully done. Thank you. Thank you.
No, thank you for, I mean, it's really a privilege for us, no? So thank you so much. So, you know, for many of our listeners, na that's one of the things that siguro they would like to learn, diba? And what you thought of this tribute as well. Maybe I'll also like to ask, for maybe I'll start first with Totong, no, because you're the grandchildren. What made you, and you both, you and Ronna, follow the footsteps, no, in a way, of your lolo, no? So maybe I'll go first with Totong. What did you take up in college? How were you as a child? And what led you to be an artist? Like, is it
Um,
how are you influenced? Go ahead.
yes, ma'am. Medyo maaga po ako nag-start ng sa art. But when I was in grade school or elementary school, my teacher always take me to mga contest, mga painting contest ng school. But nung panahon na yun, I really don't know kung ang bakit kasi wala pa ako kamuang about the art o kaya kay lolo. So that led me to think na bakit ba ako laging sinasali nitong mga teacher ko doon sa mga contest na yan. Simula grade 2, 3 hanggang grade 6. Ayun. And then when I was in high school na, tsaka ko lang na-realize talaga na wow, sabi ko, si Lolo pala is a big thing dito sa Angono and sa whole country. Sabi ko, national artist pala talaga ang Lolo. And then starting with the second year high school na nung mag-sink in sa akin yan, I joined a young generation of a group of artists. And since then, na-hook up na ako. So when I graduated high school, I decided to follow his footsteps kasi wala namang tawag dito, walang sumusunod sa kanya. Even my older sisters hindi doon ang punta. So siguro ako lang yung nahilig and ako lang yung naglakas loob. Lagi ko sinasabi ay naglalakas loob dahil napakahirap din na sundan yung iniwan ni Lolo. So hopefully yan napupulfill ko yung iniwan niya na kahit papaano sa family is merong maging artist din. And hopefully may sumunod pa sa akin na into art. Yun. So I take up college sa UST, Fine Arts. Nag-Fine Arts ako sa UST kasi doon nagturo si Lolo. But he studied Fine Arts sa UP. Ayun. And then sa ngayon po, I'm a member of certain groups dito sa Angono and also in Rizal.
Okay.
Yan. So medyo mahirap but it's very exciting din kahit papaano and very challenging, especially when you are named after him. Napakahirap
Yes.
po.
Oo nga. The expectations, no? So that's good. Parang in a way, it's but you know,
correct.
pero one thing that parang, you know,
and comparison is always there. Hindi po nawawala ever since yan.
Yeah. And then also, parang, you know, what I hear and what I remember is that pressure is a privilege, no? To be able to have pressure means you're trying to strive for things that are difficult, no? And it's a privilege, you know, to also be able to go through that, no? Because you're trying to climb certain journeys, no? So that's very nice. Thank you for what you shared, no? So talagang nasa dugo from the start.
Opo.
Okay. Ronna, how about you? Also another talented artist. How was your journey as a child? What did you take up? What major? What were you interested in before?
As a child, I always loved to dance. Dance talaga ako. And then I had the privilege also to take up ballet, but it came to a point that I had to stop because we couldn't afford it anymore. Ballet, medyo mahal kasi siya eh. So it came to that point that I had to stop. So medyo frustrated ako noon, but quiet frustration lang, wala akong magawa. Kasi hindi naman ako yung nagbabayad ng tuition fee ko doon. And then when I graduated high school, I took up Com Arts or Communication Arts. It was then Mary Noll pa. But then in 1981, Lola passed away. So sabi ng lola ko, I think it's only you. Kasi maliit pa din ako like Totong. Mahilig na ako mag-drawing. Pero, it wasn't something special for me. Parang for me, it was something normal. It was something that everybody did. All kids did. But when so siguro yun yung nakita ng lola. She told me, don't you want to shift course? Shift course ka kasi parang ikaw lang yung may inclination sa art. Since my lola was the one paying for my tuition fee, I couldn't say no, I don't like. So, sige, shift ako ng course. So, I shifted from Com Arts. I shifted to Fine Arts in Holy Spirit noon then. So, but Fine Arts Advertising, I took up Fine Arts Advertising. Parang natatakot ako mag-painting major noon. Parang feeling ko I couldn't live up to my lolo's name if that's what they wanted. Parang hard
Correct.
for me. Diba, Totong? Medyo mahirap.
Yes.
So
Opo.
instead of majoring in painting, I majored in advertising. Sabi ko, at least kung advertising, hindi ko kailangan magpinta. At yung pwede ako sa advertising agency, PR, ganyan. Pero even then, mahal ko pa rin yung pagsasayaw. But eventually, I would keep on painting, not professionally, for my sanity. For my sanity, not even to sell. Alam mo yan, parang yun yung escape ko when, things are good, things are bad, parang yun yung escape ko. Until when I decided to do painting full time. And then people started buying my artwork. Then parang maganda pala to. Parang ang sarap sa feeling. 'Di ba? Parang ang sarap lang ng feeling pero hindi pa din kasi like si Totong, having the family name was never easy. Never easy. Initially, people would see the name first, and then they would buy. Pero that made me decide to take up my MA in UST na. Painting na ang major ko. Painting and sculpture na yung major ko. So after that, people started to see my art, my actual art, before they noticed the name. So people would, and that's when I felt, mas masarap tong feeling na to. Kasi nakikita nila muna yung artwork bago yung pangalan. So sabi ko, pwede naman pala. But doubly hard yung trabaho. Parang you have to keep on learning, you have to, you cannot stop. Lalo na yung mga younger generation ngayon, they're so grabe ang galing ng mga younger generation ngayon. Parang hindi ka pwede magpaiwan. Kailangan kahit paano nakakasabay ka. Like technology, like now, artworks are now in NFTs, di ba? We never imagined that could be possible. Pero ganun din naman. I think any work, parang you have to continue studying, learning, non-stop learning talaga. So ako yun yung naging journey ko. Tapos sabi pa ng lolo, something that really stuck to me. If you're gonna do something, you have to be, if you cannot be the best, at least be one of the best. If you cannot be number one, at least belong to the best naman. So kaya when Lola asked me to shift to fine arts, natakot ako talaga. Parang hindi ko kaya. But slowly, it's now sinking in. And maybe because of my love for dance, when I started doing my ballerinas, dun napansin yung artwork ko eh. Hindi na yung pangalan ko. So, yun. Yun yung journey ko.
Nice. I didn't even know that you were a dancer or that you like to dance. Did you like to dance like classical or ballet or modern? What did you dance?
I used to be a variety show dancer sa TV. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I took up 4 years of ballet, 4 years of jazz,
Oh my gosh.
and 9 years of Polynesian dancing.
Okay. Oh
So
my
that's how
gosh.
much I love. Yeah, that's how much I love dance.
Okay, wow. Yeah, we didn't know that. No wonder you have a lot of the current, a lot of ballerinas as,
Yeah.
tango, and it's as
Yes.
your topic because I didn't know you spent that many years in formal dance training.
Lessons, yes,
Wow,
I
so
did.
talented.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Maybe I'd like to ask Mr. Jimmy, because I'm curious as a person who's, wondering, what the national artist life is, no? So maybe I have two questions for you. One is that what was something that made people recognize you as a national artist? Meaning, is there a body of work that was really highly appreciated by all, or is it having a lot of fan base? What do you think, in your humble opinion, qualified you to be a national artist? Or what is it about your work, or what have you done that you think that may have been significant contribution? Naka-mute po kayo. You're on mute po. Mr. Jimmy, you're on mute. There. Thanks, David. There, okay. Sige po.
He's still on mute.
There. I heard. Still on mute po. Oo, still on mute po kayo. Dun sa, yes, there you go. Sige po. Yes.
Yeah, okay. I don't think I have an answer to your question. Yeah. But I will try. Yeah. It is my belief, just a belief, no, my own conviction, of which I am convicted. Yeah. It's my belief that the artist, the subject of the artist, or the theme of any artist is a human experience. Okay. Now, that experience is either the artist's experience as lived, as imagined, or the artist's experience, owned experience, as imagined, as lived. Right? Those are two different things. You know? When I write or when you paint, you know, what is your subject? It is your experience, either as lived or as imagined. No, that is your subject. Now, but there are two other things that have to be considered. No? Uh, that is in Tagalog. That is anong tawag- anong ano ang ano ang subject or theme sa Tagalog? Paksa, na paksa.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
yes.
paksa. The second one is saysay, significance or meaning of that experience. It's your experience. What is the significance or meaning of that experience? That is the saysay. But there's another requirement. The other requirement of the artwork is what in Tagalog it is diwa. That artwork or poem, you know, must have a spirit or soul. Diwa. It is meaningful, not just sai but meaningfulness. What is that meaningfulness? From reader to reader, because the spectator of the poem or the reader of the poem or the watcher or spectator of the painting, that reader or spectator draws also from his experience of life. Okay? And that experience of life, of course, evolves. It grows, correct? Di ba? We mature. Your experience as a little boy is different from your experience as an adult. Actually, yeah, okay. So, what is meaningfulness? In other words, you have your own intuition, you have your own intuition of that experience, whether as lived by yourself or as only imagined as lived. No? That is intuition. What is the intuition in that painting or in that poem? No. You intuit. Yeah. And you know, there is one definition of intuition that I find very challenging. No, no. An intuition or meaningfulness, what does that mean? No, that means a luminance of thought that no idea expresses, and a radiance of feeling that no thought can grasp. That is intuition. That is meaningfulness. And from reader to reader of the poem, from watcher and watcher of the painting, that is what happens. Now, at the end of it, the meaningfulness of that painting. Yeah. Yeah. That's the only way I can
Wow.
answer.
That's beautiful, no? And parang how you mentioned parang as what I like is you said parang as imagined as lived as imagined, no? And how
Yeah.
it crosses over real life and what you perceive it to be, and the perception being also real life, no? And it's true, reality is what we perceive around us,
Yeah.
you know. Even history is just the words of people who went through that. We don't know how accurate it is, diba po? So very very beautiful, and how you talked about paksa saysay and the meaningfulness, no, experience of life. So very deep. I think it's very deep for all of us in the room. um Maybe it's 10 o'clock, so maybe what I'll do is I'll show maybe two more art pieces, no, for our people to for our collectors or our audience to enjoy, and then maybe I'd love to ask maybe one more question to everyone, but let me show maybe another art piece. Okay. Okay.
The future is where all eyes are, but the weight, oh, the weight of words and words and more without text that turn and return where no one is.
Then let's move along and maybe show another work from
Does it break irrevocably the old pathos of mirrors to look back at rain memories unvexed? A seagull cries now to the other seagulls, follow me.
so that's another peek at the beautiful collections of the work of our three national artists, Vicente Manansala, Botong Francisco, and of course the beautiful poetry of Gemino. So maybe I'll ask Ronna first, no? Ikutin man natin. What do you think will your lolo would have said had he seen this tribute, this type of tribute to him? You're on mute, Ronna.
Oh, wow. I think he would have said, wow, possible pala yan. I mean, during his time, it wasn't even it wasn't even imaginable. But now, had he seen this, he would say, wow talaga. Ang galing. Knowing Lolo. And then he would laugh. Happy laugh. Now, wow, they were able to make my art move. And plus the beautiful poetry, parang mapapawaw siya talaga. That's how I feel.
Well, thank you so much. We're very humbled. How about you, Totong? What do you think? How do you think your lolo will
I think it's the same with Ronna.
Yeah.
Pareho lang kasi hindi ko mainabot si Lolo. Ay sigurado mapapaisip din yun na may mga ganyan palang pwedeng mangyari in the future. Yung mga ganyang klase ng artwork na maybe hindi niya na-imagine at that time. Mangyayari pala ngayon. So, sigurado mapapawaw din po yun.
Yeah.
So, maraming salamat po, for both of you for sharing your thoughts, and we're very humbled. And also, Mr. Jimmy, it's through your beautiful words that these paintings came alive. And alam niyo po, I'll share, when we visited Mr. Jimmy to record in his home, we had to close all the windows and all the doors to make sure it's quiet, and super game po siya. I mean, we had to close the electric fan so that it's quiet. because once in a while the plane will fly, the dog will bark outside, and you'll have to re-record. And super game, like sige, sige, that's okay, if you want to record again, that's fine. And we would turn on after we're listening, and Karen was with me and listening to make sure that the recording was fine. That's when we would turn on the electric fan to make sure that everyone is not so hot naman. Then we'll turn it off again. So ako, thank you so much. You've been so game and so kind and so patient, even with it took us hours also to record. So it's been a privilege also to have your voice recorded for eternity, together with the beautiful paintings of our national artists, siguro I'd like to also take this opportunity, maybe Ronna and Totong and Mr. Jim, let us know, do you have any tell us more about your work. Do you have any shows coming up, or people want to get in touch with you? What's the best way? Or maybe to see your work. Ronna, you can go ahead. I think you're on mute.
Yeah. I think September, there's gonna be this Filipinas Fair in Rockwell. I think they're giving me a booth again. So if you have time, please everyone, if you have time, please drop by. And we just concluded also the show Fishery Alab, di ba?
Yes,
So,
very successful.
Very successful. Yun lang. Okay, visit my IG account, Ronna Manansala. You'd see, I normally post mga new works there. So you can direct message me if anything interests you. And that's about it. Facebook. There.
Okay. Yeah, thanks, Ronna. How about you, Totong? Tell us more about your work. How do people reach you?
Well, invite ko na lang po sila na pumunta rito sa bahay at sa studio ni Lolo. If they have time to visit, makita nila yung memorabilia po ng ni Lolo, and of course yung mga ilang works ko dito sa bahay. And yun, so far wala po akong activities na upcoming, baka next year pa. Or maybe dito sa Manila Art na darating ng October, I don't know. And congrats kay Ronna sa mga activities na ongoing, tsaka yung mga darating pa. And we'd like to thank also Sir Gemino dun sa mga tula na binigay niya na senior niya sa mga works po ng ating mga national artists also. And to you po, siyempre, as Ma'am Sherry, ayan, tsaka kay Karen na nag-assist sa akin, muntik pa ako maligaw sa phone. Thank you po, thank you po.
But you're able to join us. Kayo naman po, Mr. Jimmy, I know we've gotten all your books, and how many? You have 50 plus books ba? Tama po ba?
Yeah. Yes.
Opo. Opo. And for those people that are interested to buy your books, they're in bookstores?
Yes. Yeah.
Opo. Yeah, very nice. So in fact, one of the latest compilation of Mr. Gemino's book has many years, was it 20 plus years of work? Was it?
Wow.
Yeah, parang it was a big body of work, no? So that was a lot of treasure trove, no? So for people to enjoy. Let me, for those that are here tonight, so let me just quickly share something special that we will have in store. So this is just to show everyone that, through the years, how the paintings of, these are just some of the, paintings of, our national artists, Botong Francisco and Vincente Manansala, and how they've sold record in 30 plus million, 40 plus, and even more, no? And these are just some that you were able to research. And something special that we'd like to give to people who are interested tonight, you can send a message to any of our team members that we will also be giving a set of coasters, with Botong and Manansala's work for those collectors who are able to, or who are interested to get the artwork with the collectible box, and the digital collectibles or NFTs. So this is something that, but before that, let me check with my team. Are you ready with the spinning box? Aaron? Kamusta naman kayo, Karen?
Nag-DM na po siya sa Viber dun sa spinning wheel. Aaron, baka you can share screen.
Are you guys ready? Another mga tidbit for you guys to know is that, little tidbits that I learned about our special guest is that Ronna is also passionate about saving animals. So she's been saving like cats and dogs.
That's
Maybe
very
tell us
good.
more a little bit about that, Ronna. That's something that I also didn't know beforehand.
Yeah. Well, actually, it started with my friend. Nahawa lang ako. She's been saving stray dogs, and then and cats. And then when I also teach kasi in PUP. In our campus, there's a lot of stray cats. So, ano lang, I tried to come up with, nabiktima ko nga si Miss Sherry. I tried to, make some money to have yung mga regular stray cats namin in PUP, to have them spayed and neutered para hindi na sila masyado dumami. And at one time also, I tried to make paintings with cats and dogs to, para portion of the sales of those, to save cats and dogs.
Very nice.
Nice.
There.
Very, very nice. Very nice. So with kakabisi niya being a professor at PUP and still,
Yeah.
saving animals, parang
Yeah.
all of you are really great, at trying to, do better for our environment, and the culture, the life around us. Is our team ready to show the winner of Ronna's painting, Aaron or John? Are you ready to share screen of the spinning box? A spinning wheel? Karen?
I think Aaron is ready na. Ayan na po. Hindi niya po ata na-screen record yung like actual spinning of the wheel, but we have at Sift Crow. I'm not sure how to pronounce.
Kra. Well, congratulations. Congratulations, Sift. Wow, that's a beautiful painting that you won. It's a beautiful oil on canvas painting of Ronna Manansala. And she did very well at one of the at the current Alab show at Rockwell, and it was we also had works with NFT works as well. She had her own paintings, but she also had NFT works where she finished the work of her lolo, and it was turned into, we sold both the physical painting and also the NFT, and it had an AR function, an augmented reality function, that where you use the Archivive app, you point it to the painting and it becomes alive. So congratulations, Sifqa. Thank you so much for joining the contest and joining us tonight. We're very happy that you won this. So siguro what we will do is maybe you can stop the screen share. Thank you so much, Aaron. And I'd love to hear last words from our established and privileged guest. Maybe I'd like to start first with Totong. Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much po for inviting me dito sa Zoom. Maraming salamat din sa lahat ng nag-participate. Kay Ronna, tsaka kay Sir Gemino. I'm really excited po na makita tong or mailabas na yung NFTs na yan. And also excited to share it with Tita. I'm sure matutuwa siya and hopefully maging successful po ito. And looking forward na masundan pa ito mga projects na ganito. Not only with us but also with other national artists as well. So congratulations po in advance and yun lamang po. Maraming salamat.
Thank you so much, Totong. And Ronna, any words that you'd like to share? Your thoughts?
ScarletBox, Miss Sherry, sobrang thank you for this project talaga. It's a big project talaga. Thank you. And it's really a privilege meeting Sir Gemino. Thank you for doing the poems, for the artworks. And Totong, kita soon.
Yes, ma'am.
Kita soon. And all the participants, thank you for coming. Thank you for listening to our short mga kwentos. Thank you very, very much, everyone. Miss Karen, I know you've worked so hard for this, and all of ScarletBox's staff. I know you're working hard for this. So thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you, maraming salamat. Thank you. It's really our privilege, no? And kayo po, Mr. Jimmy, anything you'd like to share, or maybe advice to the young? You know, that's what we'd like to hear. What's your advice now that you've gone through life, and as what you mentioned earlier, the experiences, what shapes you, and the experience of life and the meaningfulness of it, going through life and living life as imagined or as imagined as lived. What's your advice to the young?
I think the young people know exactly what to do. But if I have to give an advice, just be true to yourself. Yeah.
Correct.
What what that means? You have to have the most difficult knowledge of all, which is self-knowledge. Know yourself, then do the best that you can. Okay.
Yes, very, very nice, no? And one thing that, thank you so much for that. That is a very wise advice, no? Know yourself, and I guess trust yourself, no? In what you, and in knowing yourself and what you believe yourself to be, no? Also, before we leave, also I'd like to, what Totong said, when you go to Angono, you will be, for those that haven't been there, you will be surprised that the streets are literally lined up, maybe 2 streets ba siguro, or 3 that are lined up with the works or replica of works of Botong Francisco. In like 3D form, like on the walls or ano. So really the town really pays tribute to him. So if you'd like to see that beautiful scene and visit Totong's gallery as well, it's a nice welcome site to pay a trip to visit to Angono. Without further much ado, I'd like to thank all our special guests tonight. We are so privileged to have you. I know it's late for all of you, and I know that you have a busy day tomorrow. Thank you so much for spending your time tonight, and I hope you all enjoyed some samples of the beautiful works of our the families in this room. So ingat kayo lahat, and thank you so much. Everyone else, thank you so much. Derek, you can put on your music again as people exit the room. Thank you, everyone. Good night. Maraming salamat po. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm seeing some direct messages. Thank you. Thank you, Ria. A friend, thank you so much for your message. Marisa, thank you so much. Bulo, thank you so much. Bulo said he always with us. Thank you so much for your direct messages. Maraming salamat, everyone. Okay.